We've got to be ruthless. We're not ruthless. That's all it is. We've got enough talent and enough experience and enough youth and enough desperation because you're fucking holding on for your spot. Good to get a win with Miami, but mate, we made that hard for ourselves. If you guys haven't noticed, this East Conference is fucking tough. Doesn't get any fucking easier. Have a shower, get upstairs with your friends and family.
Being an owner is, it's tricky. I like to know what we're doing, but I'm not choosing lineups. We put coaches in position to make these decisions because they're the most qualified to do so. It's time to kind of figure out how we want to play and who we want to play with.
I think it's good to catch up and talk about progress and the direction that we're going and answer questions from the top down. Peters now knows enough to be dangerous, where last year I think that he didn't really know what he was watching. So he has opinions on selection, which he also is aware that he doesn't want to impart on anyone. How do you feel about the leadership group so far? I know that last year we probably struggled a little bit in that areas and we didn't have a huge amount of like dominant personalities, and what we've done obviously with our recruitment this year has gone out and brought in a lot more experience.
It's been challenging, but good, and it'll be positive moving forward. But yeah, it's been challenging, keep everybody on the same page, on the boat, moving the same way.
We're working through that for sure. I think one of the challenges, like, we empowered the players, to create their senior leadership group. I think as a coaching staff, we're a little bit disappointed with who they picked for that.
You do need to be challenged and questioned on some stuff, but I think that the level, certainly that I'm asking some of them to train at, they're not used to. And I think that's getting a little bit of pushback because they're not used to ultimately working as hard as I'm asking them to do.
We talked about Billy in this new position. Are we happy?
We'll see how that goes. There was glimpses yesterday where he's picking off passes, he's challenging the line. His biggest challenge is going to be as a communicator. From 10, he's pretty quiet.
He's a quiet guy, right?
But if you're going to make him 10, you've got to invest in it and put time into it.
I think Billy definitely has the skill level, there's no questioning that. I think he's our most skillful player. It's going to be a learning process, it's a project. Some of the stuff that might come innate to a 10 around calling or game management, stuff that Billy probably hasn't had to deal with for his entire career, so that's always going to be a learning process.
You've a player in Billy playing 10 for the first time who's completely bought into what we're doing. That's what the coaches have told him is going to be the identity of the team.
Personally, I'm committed to Billy, and I'm really happy with how he's going and progressing, and a good project, and I think he's my guy still. Well, there's no wavering from that, for me, anyway.
This is a business, but it's also you become so personally involved with the people that it's hard to put on the owner hat sometimes. We're making decisions in terms of how we want to play going forward. We have to exponentially grow in every facet. We're a professional sports team, we better be good at what we do.
Get that bill. Essentially, 10, or the standoff in rugby terms, is in comparison to a quarterback in football. He calls the plays, he touches the ball the most, he's integral to the team's success. At the same stage of my career, I kind of made a switch from 12 to 10 and could see the signs that maybe this was a good option for us.
For me, a coach's job is to get the best out of the players and to put them in the best position to succeed. And while I don't have the answers, I'm not supposed to, because frankly, I'm not the coach.
Peter and Sam had a conversation about, like, well, Billy's our best player, could he play 10? And then Sam floated the idea to me, and he knows, like, I was quite honest and I was very resistant. I've known Billy probably longer. I've been involved with Billy in LA for 2 years before I came here, so this is my 4th season with Billy.
Me, playing 10, the fact that I've fully embraced it has definitely been recognised.
I know his strengths, but I also know his flaws, and his flaws probably don't lend to playing 10. I'd challenge, has there ever been a team that's won a Super Bowl that doesn't have arguably the best quarterback?
The coaches that were here previously, and Sam as the head coach, have seen Billy play for a number of years in this league. Ultimately, it's a decision that has been made because we think it will be best for our attack. It takes time to build and get to where you want to be, and everyone wants it immediately, myself included. But I think fundamentally we have to get people to fully understand how we're trying to do things.
This season, I am starting at 10. Playing a new position was actually a lot of fun. But interestingly, I kind of feel like I'm taking a slight backward step.
The Warriors have been in MLR since year one. They are making sure that they're taking these new boys down.
Here come the Hounds right away. Outside, near the touchline, good offload to the line, and Chicago gets it in and gets it down. Utah gets the lead here. Up in the air, batted back, but it goes into the hands of the Hounds. Now they're knocking on the door, and they get it down. Beautiful ball, right into the hands of the runner, and an offload there for the Warriors, working their way down the pitch, and what a play! 4-point lead for the home side. Hamilton's got it, and Hamilton is gonna dot it down! Exclamation point, Utah Warriors! Bang! Game over!
I'm not going to put up with fucking theatrics coming off the field. And we climb into fucking DC next week. You with me? Yeah. That's it for me.
Billy Meeks at 10? Big question marks. He's the best number 12 in this league. Why are you not playing him in his correct position? Old Glory in the nation's capital have got their flags flying high against the Chicago Hounds.
Old Glory DC gonna kick off. We are underway. Luke White stare at his hand and oh, I've got quite the gash here. Humphreys on the chase, gets batted with lots of room here, and nobody's home since Chicago has scored. And a big run, and a try scored.
Straight run! On straight!
We'll see what Chicago can do here.
And there's a try for Chicago. Will someone take this win? Cross kick for Robertson. Caught and grounded. What a play.
They've got Dylan Fawcett throwing the ball in for them.
Great pass and great dot down for Chicago. And that is the game. 22 apiece. That almost feels appropriate given the back and forth nature of this one.
But nobody's happy. Look at this. Look at their faces.
I think that intensity is definitely being raised by guys who, whether they're disappointed or whether they're fighting for their chance to get a selection next week, we're not shying away from the things that we need to do to be a better rugby team and get better results. We're a tough crew to get a gauge on. I think we kind of transformed throughout the week. Guys are pretty astute, pretty professional. There's a lot of experience on this team, but this week's been tough to feel. There's more of an excitement. We're embracing the challenge more than shying away from it right now, which is everything you could ask for a team.
The type of person I've always been is you take hits, you get back up, you go again. We had plenty of opportunities where we could have closed the game out, but I'm a positive type of person, and I know all you can do is try and be positive.
We're so close. You guys can feel it, how close we are to clicking. We're playing against the champions next week, and we can't be close again. When we're indecisive and we're unclear of what we're trying to achieve, we don't look very good. When we're aggressive, physical and decisive, we look $1 million fucking dollars. My plan was to be going into this game 3-0 with a bit of momentum, with a bit of confidence. I think we're still building our confidence through our training. Our preparation does lead to confidence. I would have liked to have been sitting a little bit more comfortable going into this game. If we just had a little bit more effort here, or we executed better there, or with all those really difficult conversations, we kind of came to a conclusion. But I can see that the guys are like, righto, they've heard us. We're pretty much cracking on with their path anyway, but at least we've been considered. We've made the decision to do that. We're all on board. And I think we've got a lot more buy-in last week and this week, and moving forward will be good.
So being brutally honest, this is like a pivotal moment in the season. You want to either continue in that process-driven environment where we're getting better every week and we're going to peak at the right time, or in some ways you could go back to square one.
Yeah, I think last week was a really tough coaching week. So it's never easy coming off a loss. There was questions asked of how we were doing things and why we were doing certain things this way, and just a little element of distrust. I think if I'm one thing as a coach, I'm considered. Someone brings something to me, I consider it and pick a path and take it.
I do realise that as a leader, if you're not playing well yourself, then you're not really leading. So this year probably has a little different feel to it. I've been selected as captain, which is amazing and a huge achievement for me, but that probably comes with a little bit extra weight. And then the other thing is Michelle and I are expecting a baby. She'll be going through pregnancy, a lot of it alone, which is super hard for her and tough for me as well, being away, not being able to help. The due date is in the middle of the season. It kind of clashes regardless of when the birth is with games. So Sam's given me 2 weeks off, whenever that is, but we just don't know when the best 2 weeks will be, given that we don't know when the actual baby will come.
I think I would prefer to risk you missing the birth, but at least you have 2 full weeks once the baby is born, than you come on a certain date, but then I don't go into labour for like a whole week or something.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, what's more important, being there for the birth or being there for the 2 weeks after?
I think being there for the 2 weeks after, because I'll need help.
I think I'd like to be there with a couple of days to spare before you give birth.
Once the baby comes, it will be really hard for you to leave.
I know. Maybe I just don't come back. Retire from rugby. It's not easy, but a big thing I try and do is just control the controllables and focus on rugby. I feel like if we play well, that we will beat anyone. We're sort of up to it and can make a really strong push for playoffs.
We're doing a press day and a panel there with some of our players. We're going to have some TV cameras. Hopefully it's a big push on that home opener.
Who would you like me, James?
You sit next to me, mate. You make me look better. Hey, everyone. Thanks for coming. As we're here to launch our 2024 season and our home run, we welcome New England Free Jacks, the MLR champions, to SeatGeek Stadium this Sunday for a 1 p.m. kickoff. Our ownership and management and captain here. So, Peter, why rugby and why Chicago?
We think Chicago and rugby fit really well together. Rugby and Chicago share a lot in common. They are hardworking, physical, aggressive games. I think our fan base will grow to love the way we play. We think we fit the ethos of the city. We're not going to be outworked. We're not going to be out-hustled. Chicago has a great rugby history. I want great rugby players. We want to represent Chicago. These guys are all Chicago Hounds, whether they were born in Ireland, South Africa, Australia, or Indiana.
Sam, plenty of new faces in the team this year from last year. Can you give us a couple of guys to watch out for?
We've got some great characters and some fantastic players. People to watch, Dylan Fawcett, who's the most capped MLR player, also leading try scorer in the competition over the span of the competition. And then I'd probably go to Noah Brown, who was our first round pick in the MLR draft last year. The kid's got a really bright future. The guys in the team have really enjoyed getting around him, enjoyed his way, maybe the fastest player in the MLR.
Nate, you're from the Midwest. You've been around as well, other teams. What was it like coming back to play pro rugby in the Midwest?
My first experience when I was 11 years old was watching rugby on a VHS tape. I'm excited that I get to get out in front of some Midwest kids. I get to inspire them. You know, one of our values is to be a beacon. You know, I think there's no better way to do it than to come back where I have some home roots here in the Midwest and be able to show that. My name is Nate Augsburger, and my position is wing and scrum half. Being an American and playing rugby, foreign guys come over and realize how much the American guys really commit to playing this sport.
Gardner took a knock. Augsburger goes for it. Augsburger with a step.
This is a moment of history. This is the first try ever scored by Team USA against the All Blacks.
Showing up early, trying to be on time, trying to do this to the fullest. That's how America rolls, really trying to be the best of the best.
We got lucky, we got Nate Augsburger. He has an X factor to him, and honestly, it's been amazing.
He's definitely the best American player I've come across. The way that he implies himself as a professional is inspiring.
Nate was at San Diego, but then after losing the final, he felt that he wanted something different. And Nate absolutely has been a steal for the Chicago Hounds. He was there from year one, he's come through the American system, being involved in USA 7, still involved with USA 15s. Brilliant to play with, and I imagine a nightmare to play against.
The MLR 100% is to grow players in the US so that they can play for the USA team and win.
He's absolutely already left a legacy, and he is one of Major League Rugby's favourite sons.
I grew up in a rugby family. My dad coached me. My brother played at the same time.
Hi, Nate. Cool.
Nate was small. He's not going to love that, but he was kind of a late grower. When he first started, he was in 7th grade, and Sam was in 9th grade.
The doctor told him,
Oh, man.
yeah, you're not going to be very tall.
Nate came home, he was crushed.
He's had that chip on his shoulder, and he's played above it his entire life.
He was always one of the toughest.
I was the first influence into rugby, having played.
When they were young, they were at the field and running around like crazy while all us moms sat on lawn chairs and watched.
2004, started their high school career with Southside Rugby.
Most guys don't even find rugby till sometimes late in high school.
There wasn't a high school team or a junior league or anything for them to actually start playing until Andy and a couple other guys started with a high school team.
It was fun to coach and watch these young kids absorb things like a sponge.
Nate had aspirations to play more than just high school rugby, and his brother was at the University of Minnesota playing.
3 of the 5 years that they were there, they went to the Nationals.
Let's go! Nice, Nate!
I'm glad we have professional rugby in the United States. Nate Augsburger knows how to be a professional.
I easily could have graduated college and been like, yeah, rugby's sweet, but stick to the script. Luckily enough, I got the opportunity to play MLR, playing for the Legion out in Southern California, far away from my family and my wife's family. I did get another rare opportunity to move closer to home, and I was able to choose the Midwest and sign with the Chicago Hounds.
I know my parents are going to be driving down on game day, staying at a hotel. They'll be showing up to the game with Rosie. There's always a bit of nerves. Oh, hey, Rose.
You heading out?
Yeah. Okay, babe.
Love you. See you Friday.
Yeah,
Okay.
see you on game day.
Yep.
Let's go. Pretty much ready to rumble now. As a guy who's been around on the team, as a leader on the team, there should probably be a higher expectation on someone in my position. One day, I want the younger guys to be taking that jersey off of me, and I won't make it easy on them, but that's the mindset for me.
My confidence is at an all-time high. I'm not slowing down, I'm getting better. If I can continue to run with these young guys, man, I'll do it as long as I can. I'm gonna play this game till the wheels fall off. This weekend at the home opener, we're going against the New England Free Jacks, a team that beat my old team last year in the final.
Sends it into touch, and that's the match. The MLR Shield is indeed shipping up to Boston.
I see the boys put so much into this. They get so invested, right? Everyone wants to be a professional athlete, but they want to be part of the first wave of professional rugby athletes in the U.S. They want to see their face on trading cards and on posters, and they want to be part of the first team to sell out a stadium and all of that. But it's still so new for them that it's like very hard.
My name is Jess Dombrowski, and I'm the Director of Operations for the Chicago Hounds.
Warm with excitement. Dogtown is back. We've got our home opener today. Setting up the field. We've got bodies running around. You can just kind of feel how excited everybody is. Always some pressure to put on a good show for the first home game, but waking up this morning, the adrenaline just kind of hits you. It's our day, our stage, our game, our place.
We're just really excited to have a bunch of people out this week. And being able to do that in front of 4,500 fans that come out on their Sunday afternoon, howl at the cameras, and really just give the guys the energy that they're looking for. I always ask the boys, how is it meeting these guys? Like, do you ever get tired of signing autographs after win or loss? And they never say that they do. They're always like, no, I love it. The kids in high school and the kids that are going through the youth rugby camps, they want to be a professional rugby player someday. They've been to a professional rugby match, and that's something that they didn't have before, especially here in Chicago in the Midwest. They saw Noah Brown scoring an unbelievable try from 50 meters out. Luke White smashed someone on a tackle, and that inspired them to go out and lift weights and maybe take up the sport themselves.
The people that are involved in rugby are truly like a different breed, and it's awesome getting everyone together.
We are here every week, rain or shine, no matter the weather. We are here getting ready for the game, and then we're going to go in there and cheer our hearts out.
Chicago Hounds came here last year, and it's just really brought everybody in the Midwest together.
This is our community, and just everyone's allowed, everyone's included, nobody is left out in the sport of rugby.
As long as rugby happens and everyone's in the stands, sees a game, and doesn't know that anything's gone wrong, then we've done our job right. One of my old coaches used to say, just control the controllables. Last year, we hosted the final and put on a really great show, and everyone that came out last year is coming back this year, and they're even more excited. They know that we've had time to put into things, to build things out, to prepare. We have an all-star team that's ready to perform in front of a home crowd. But above anything else, we want to make sure that we really grow and expand upon the entertainment factor that we were able to give them last year. This year, it's been different because we did have all of that prep time. We've had really, really great moments, and we've had moments that were not exceeding the expectations that we had set for ourselves. Getting people to come out is part of my job, show them a good time and make sure that they enjoy it. Once they're in, we want to keep them here, and our retention's been pretty great. You'll talk to these people and they'll remember what special moments were made here. It's one of our goals as an organization is to be the best rugby club in the US, and we're still learning things in every category. There is no end goal of what being the best looks like. And when the World Cup comes here and when we have teams like USA coming into town, they're going to look back and see what we started.
What a great test against last season's champions. They've got such fond memories of this field because they won the championship here. But we also get an opportunity to establish how much it means to us to play in front of our fans.
You're sticking to your strategy around some player rotation, which is, I wouldn't say a gamble, but it's like sticking to your plan, which I have a lot of respect for. Do you think that is a bit of a rolling of the dice by just not selecting the strongest team in the first home game of the year?
We've got big personalities. Some of those big personalities weren't able to give their opinion or give their voice, and there were some frustrations there, and I think that's some teething problems that we're going through. And if those big personalities don't have those conversations or understand the why, or at least air their grievances or their frustrations, then that's when the boat starts to rock a little bit.
There's pressure on all of us. When you're not winning games, it's hard to sell tickets. I don't say there's a problem at the moment, but we have challenges. There's an answer and there's a solve to everything. The main thing is that we're not winning, and winning covers a lot of issues in teams. When you're not winning, you do tend to start overanalyzing and overthinking. And I want to see winning rugby.
A lot of it's about winning, and a lot of us came from a really successful team and we're used to winning, and that sort of becomes a habit.
All court game, little powers, little pop. Let's get fucking juiced for any opportunity we get today.
We've built some incredible foundations in a really short space of time. Look at the progression that we made from last year to this year. It's unrecognisable. The feeling in a change room after a loss is about as low as it gets. So having that every single weekend is a really, really tough pill to swallow.
Get it done.
Chicago will kick it off. Free Jacks, the defending champs. The Hounds looking for the first points in this match here. Ball spilled. Patras has the loose ball. And some room. Patras in the clear. Starts it down for 5 for the Free Jacks.
Just no continuity in that defensive line.
Looking for space.
That does not look good. Yeah. Wow. But he's all right. My goodness. My goodness, he's right. Emotions are high after what just happened moments ago.
How bad do we want to fucking hit these guys? Reigning champs at our home ground.
Loving
See if the Hounds can take the 0 off the board.
Meeks, that's a definite try that time. That would have been Merrick scoring that try, but that is totally unwarranted.
And he's going to the sock for a yellow card. Patras gets it right back. Dancing toward the sideline, dives, and knocks it down for a second of the match. It's another try for New England. After work.
Chicago building momentum, and as I say that, Free Jacks trying to apply the brakes.
Luke, the pass was forward.
No try. I need to wait until I know it's a try.
And the final meters trying to dot it down for 5. Looks like they're in. Free Jacks have done it. Chicago and Rumble trying to get through. They do.
I hate losing.
I hate losing that way.
Sort of mixed emotions. Yeah, it's a tough one. Obviously, you never want to lose at home. It's our home opener in front of our home fans. And a really tough result, but we're here to win. We didn't do that today, so yeah, we've got to be better.
I definitely wasn't performing at 10, probably the way other guys would.
Is Nate okay?
I saw when it first happened, I knew he was physically out.
It was horrible waiting. I was just shocked.
I was super encouraged to see movement from him while he was getting loaded up. It's a tough one.
Nate's never gone off on a stretcher. I immediately texted Rosie because she was at the game. It was just horrible waiting to hear. I didn't know if he had a spinal injury.
That's kind of what I was processing.
When we got the word from Rosie that he was taken to the hospital and that his CT scan came out okay, which was hours later, we were very thankful. Not to sound cheesy, but we just prayed. That's what Nate would do.
My faith, it's the biggest part of everything that I do. Imagine the kind of confidence that brings to athletes or people in general when their faith is strong. Knowing that this game is a big part of me, but it's not the only part of me, I think that always gives me a bit of comfort. If it's the Lord's will, then it'll happen. I think every time I step out on that field, I realize that this could be my last game. You just really never know what kind of injury you can take. I came out of being unconscious in a pretty good state. Not a great state, but a good state. I'm really lucky that this wasn't my career ender.
Nate got knocked out, then I got my opportunity. My name is Noah Brown. I play on the wing, and I'm in my rookie year for the Chicago Hounds. Being with Nate is, I don't know if there's a better guy in my position in the league that I could be around.
Noah is a dog. I'll be really proud to see him reach the heights that I think he can reach.
When you join a team, there's not respect instantly. When you get these guys like Billy or Nate actually show you that they respect you and they respect your game, like, it's such a wholesome, great feeling.
When he first walked in the building, and I mean this respectfully, I had no idea who he was. And then I saw him play and I was like, Jesus, like, this guy's got it. He's American and he has rugby skills. It was kind of like throwing me off a bit.
I want to be one of those players who can go to the 2028 Olympics and then play in the World Cup. Nate was very close, but he didn't make the Olympic squad, unfortunately. But I think I could be the person who breaks down that barrier, and I want kids, at least if they know American rugby, like, I want them to know my name. I'm going to be a legend of the game. That's what I'm talking about. You wouldn't think an American professional athlete would be living in a frat house type of deal. Hopefully next year I'll be in Chicago and in a high rise somewhere. can't even tell you how many times I've done this trip. Okay, let's get in.
Alright. It's gonna be fun to hear Dad.
Yeah.
Brian's broken nose is all healed. He's like, I shoulder such a burden here.
That, and then...
Yeah. I know.
My husband was a professional fighter. When he first started fighting, UFC wasn't big yet. It wasn't what it was. I watched that evolution. Now that sport is huge. I'm hoping that in my lifetime I also see that for rugby, where it grows to that kind of level here in the United States. We need that here in the US, and we also need somebody to represent us.
When he talks about playing in the Olympic sevens and playing in a World Cup, he's serious about that. And when he talks about being the best wing in the MLR, I think he is. Put him on the field. Bigger, faster, stronger, tackles better. Put him on the field. Let's see. In American football, you get a top recruit and he comes in, you play him. What does America need for rugby? Noah Brown.
My leadership team and everybody I work with is over in the UK. So when I say they play rugby, they're like, oh my gosh, where is he from? What does he do? What position does he play? Because it's huge over there.
Noah's given off the energy of big dog, hot shot since he was young. So I feel like it wasn't surprising. I feel like we've been hyping the shit out of him for a long time.
Yeah, I'm blushing.
Oh, blush.
Oh, stop. I'm blushing.
This match has intrigue written all over it. Let's start first with Sam Harris's side, the Chicago Hounds.
For Chicago, they must win today.
Because Nate got knocked out. I actually got the start against Seattle.
Sam Harris, he talked about in the week, they want to be clinical, they have to start well, there's new attacking shape.
Called for not releasing in there.
First minute of the game, I caused a turnover.
Great start for Chicago.
And then I score in the corner.
Now Meeks, good ball on the outside. They got a chance.
I think he might be in play.
Noah Brown getting his first MLR start, and he does not disappoint.
It was just a dream start.
What a play from Billy Meeks on the offload. Chicago's got another one. Dominguez takes it in, and the Hounds, dare I say, release the Hounds. And the Hounds with a dozen on the board here in the early going. And the Hounds are going to add to their lead, and taking it in for his second try of the match is Noah Brown. His first career start, he's got 2 tries already. It is an unbelievable start here for the Hounds.
Wonderful, wonderful from the Hounds.
Flash driving toward the line, and Chicago.
It was a must-win game for us, but 10 minutes later.
Movement here to the outside. This one will get put down. They're on the board here.
Look, that is a wonderful try from Seattle. That's a confidence booster.
26-5. We got bodies in the deck all over. What a crazy sequence.
Looks like in a lot of pain.
Smith now outside. Mason, he's got it. A huge. And if you're Seattle, you got to love walking off this pitch knowing it's a lot more manageable now when the second half begins.
Stick to the fucking plan is the biggest thing. We just got to keep fucking playing. We got to be fucking ruthless.
How bad do we want to fucking win at home? We've got a chance now to fucking pump Seattle on our home turf, send them fucking back. Dogs on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Smith, though, gets it free into the hands of Riekert Hattie.
Well, wake-up call for all of us. Seattle right back in this game. So we're left now. Chicago 26, Seattle 19.
The situation was a prickly one. The first thing that comes into my head is we're not fulfilling our potential.
Beautiful pass right into the hands of Sam Windsor. 26-0 run to begin the match for Chicago. 24-0 run for Seattle since. Mason into that end, but he gets it to go off the post.
3 points to Seattle, and they have the lead in this game.
We're running there.
Pick the loose ball up. It's this pass from Cardi. And it's just dropped from Billy Meeks.
Here they come now, the big man Hatting.
Great pass.
On the Footy inside, and they are going to take this back and in.
Can you believe it? What a comeback from the Seawolves.
That definitely wasn't our best performance. Don't know if we got the prep right. I don't know if we gave it everything as soon as we got out there. I don't know if we gave it everything as soon as we got out there after half time. I don't know if we showed the attention to detail we needed to. If we worked that little bit harder in the kick chase or in the cover defence or just getting off the fucking line together. So we've got to make the decision. Do we want to be a championship fucking team? And if we do, we've got to live it and fucking breathe it. If you really want it, and I know you do, I know everybody does, we've got to do it together.
We're pretty good with goodbyes. So used to them. 7 years of airport drop-offs and planning when we'll see each other next. I'll see you in 2 months. Have a safe flight. Love you.
Love you.
All right. You got everything? I mean, it's never easy, but we can do it. Plenty of phone calls, plenty of FaceTimes. It's kind of always the same. We drive to the airport, everything's good, we spend some time together. And then like tomorrow she'll call me, she's like, fuck, I actually miss you and I miss you so much kind of thing, as opposed to, see you later at the airport. But yeah, we'll be right.
When I signed my contract here at Chicago, I was 10 foot tall and bulletproof and was like scarily optimistic. And I guess the self-doubt is there that I just haven't got the results as yet. If we don't make the playoffs, it's because I've done a bad job.
James has a relationship with certain players. There's definitely some tension.
I back Sam on that completely, but like there are some strong personalities in there, and I think you're always going to have some people who are unhappy with selection.
I don't feel great about where it's sitting right now. I hope we're all pretty disappointed that we're sitting where we are. You know, we have 8 points, the second worst point differential in the league. There's guys who come up to me and tell me how they're feeling after a game, and like, he was angry after that game because he felt like he didn't come out ready. I'm not like trying to make any judgments or decisions on the rugby side, but he felt like they came out flat. It didn't feel like anyone was like super prepared for what they were going to get, and we came out flat and we lost.
We've basically produced the same mistakes over and over again. If we're not always looking to get better in every decision we make, and if we're not striving to be the best, then we're wasting our time.
I am a little worried about like kind of morale, both at the staff level and the player level.
Well, maybe the morale's down, but I don't think it's fractured. Well, I think between Rob and Dave, there is a little bit of a tension around, but I think there's an element from players' point of view wanting to get given the jersey, not earn it.
It's your job to manage that, and it's your job to manage the coaches.
The players get validated when they don't get selected and the team loses. They think, oh, see? And I've gotten some of those looks this last couple weeks, and like, I kind of think it's bullshit.
You do need that tension a little bit. You're going to get called out. You're going to be held accountable. And that does create some tension.
We've got to handle our business and stick to the plan. Rob and Clancy work their fucking ass off, work really hard. I don't think Rob has got the results that he'd like so far.
I hope you're feeling some pressure. I know I am. I think this week is big. People we need to change or deal with, like where are you at on some of the players?
It's the first time that I saw, with 5 minutes left, like fans leaving the stadium. Winning is a big part of ticket sales and the success of what we do, but...
The most troubling thing you'll hear today, Peter, is that I'm a little worried that we don't actually know what our best team is.
You need to live and die by what we're doing, then that's the job of the head coach. Let me set the expectations as I see them. If we don't make the playoffs, we've failed. Like, we have to really consider changes if we don't make the playoffs. Those changes can be management, they can be coaching. Probably there's some combination.
Yeah, the pressure's on.
The last 2 games, we've been driving in the car to or from basketball games, and we've had it on in the car. Chicago had scored 4 tries. It was the first half, and we were so excited, and we're like, yes, we're going to win, we're going to win. And we had to watch the basketball, and then I looked at the score, and I was like, what the hell? Yeah, the score's still the same, but the other team has passed us.
You put the mocker on us. You said we were going to win. It wasn't even half time.
A lot of people are interested because of how unique our situation is, just moving all around the country. For my dad to coach a sport that not many people in America have really heard about.
These kids in my group, they were like, so how's your dad doing as a rugby coach? And then they searched like you up on the internet. I went onto one of the iPads in art, and it was a picture of you.
Yes. Family means the world to me, for sure. I kind of do this to make them proud. When I leave for a weekend game, it's always hard to leave. But I know that I get to see them when I come back. We're in a precarious spot where we're a chance of missing out on the finals if we don't win enough games. I am feeling definitely pressure from ownership and from fans as to why we're not getting those results. Our record is our record, and we can't change that. The only way we get better is to win games, and hopefully we do that moving forward. We're all on the same page for this next game against NOLA. It's all on the line right now. We need to win this game this week. We have to.
I said to Sam at the beginning of the season, you can do one of 2 things. You can either listen to the owners, the management, whomever, and pick who they want to play, or you can pick who you think should play. If we win, you will be credited for those decisions. If we lose, you will be blamed for them.